forgot to put gas in it.
I'm sorry, Jack. I had other things on my mind. Like robbing your brothers, for instance.
Other things on your mind? All you had to do was put gas in the truck. All you had to do was put gas in it.
I got me an idea.
Wow, bootlegging moonshiners are on the run in one of this weekend's new movies.
Lawless. It's a crime drama that takes us back to the Depression era, and our movie guy Aaron Lafferty is here with us to tell us all about what's happening this weekend.
Yeah, guys, we got 4 new movies in West Michigan this weekend. Lawless is one of those movies that has been on my calendar. Like, I can't wait for this movie to come.
Really?
Yeah.
What's so exciting about it, Aaron?
Well, it was described to Shia LaBeouf when he was being cast as Goodfellas in the woods. So if you get like the crime drama set in a Western period, obviously we're in the Depression area in Virginia. It's one of those movies that's got a good cast. They did have some casting changes as this movie kind of finally played out. Shia LaBeouf, Gary Oldman, Guy Pearce, Tom Hardy, who's been making it big recently, and then Jessica Chastain is the female lead. It just got a good cast. It's got good pedigree behind it, and it's got some interesting things going on. Obviously, there's the moonshiners, there's rival moonshiners, and there's like a crooked police guy. So
I think this is one topic of kind of the bootlegger thing
Right.
that is a little bit not overdone yet.
Right, it's not
So
it's something
cool.
we've seen a lot of, and it is rated R, but it opened on Wednesday, so this is gonna be one of the higher box office returns this weekend. Probably not #1, but it'll be one of the tops.
So this will be right up there.
And it may get some award consideration. It may not in the end, but it may get some consideration.
Okay. All right. What else do we have?
Well, we also have a very different movie. This is a family movie that's kind of different. It's called The Oogieloves and the Big Balloon Adventure.
Okay, it gets high marks for a unique name, right?
Yeah, it's
right there.
and a very long title. It's rated G, and this comes from the writer that did the Teletubbies.
Oh yeah, looks just like
And
that.
Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yeah. Okay.
So this movie basically, I don't know how important the plot is, but it encourages the kids in the audience, as you're seeing in some of these clips, to get up and dance and move around and get involved. So it's kind of this interactive movie.
Is that Tony Braxton?
There's a whole cast. You got Tony Braxton, Jamie Presley.
This is going to be big
Chaz
for the
Palminteri,
kids.
Christopher Lloyd's in it. So you've got all these actors and doing all these things. It hasn't done great since it opened on Wednesday, but then again, it opened in the middle of the week, so maybe Friday, Saturday it'll do better.
Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon.
Right, and parts of this were actually filmed in Michigan, so they did some filming at Tulip Time and at the Windmill out in Holland. So
cool.
That's really cute.
We'll see how that does.
Okay.
We also have, last week we had a horror movie. We're kind of getting closer to that
Halloween
time. So this week we've got The Possession, which was originally rated R, and they appealed to the MPAA for a PG-13 rating. They said no, so they went back and cut it down. So they cut it down so it could be a PG-13, so they could get a wider audience. This movie is about a girl who buys this antique box at a yard sale, but it's possessed and she becomes possessed. So
interesting.
then the parents,
Scary.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Kira Sedgwick, are trying to help their daughter.
Okay. Wow.
So this will be the #1 movie this weekend.
Oh,
Really?
it will be.
Easily.
We're both
Interesting.
wow.
Yeah.
I'm not a girl to watch
Right.
those thrillers.
Right.
Scaredy pants?
I am a scaredy pants.
Right.
So for you to say
But
that
scary,
that's going
scary
to be
movies always
a big
do well,
one.
especially this time of year.
Especially as we're
Wow.
getting closer to Halloween.
Right, as summer's winding down. So it's got the Labor Day weekend box office.
Okay.
So what else do we have?
In limited release this weekend, we have Celeste and Jesse Forever, which is Rashida Jones. She wrote this movie, stars in this movie. She got Andy Samberg from Saturday Night Live to co-star with her. This is a rated R romantic comedy. Basically, you know how couples, they break up, usually exes don't get along? Well, this is the opposite of that. They get along a little too well. So as they're trying to break up and move on, they keep coming back to each other. So that's why it's Celeste and Jesse Forever.
Oh, okay. That sounds interesting.
And I actually talked to Rashida last year, and so that's on my YouTube page. There's a clip from that about this movie. So something fun to check out.
So is this one of those that you can kind of predict the ending? They're going to come back together?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah. They didn't screen this, so I don't know how it ends.
Okay.
I wouldn't ruin it for you anyway. But again, it's rated R, and it's in limited release. It's at a couple theaters in West Michigan.
Okay, so this is great. I know a lot of people will be hitting the theaters this weekend
Right.
because we have an extra day.
Yes, we do.
And depends on the weather. That's always a factor.
Right.
So what picks do you have for us on this holiday weekend?
Well, my favorite movie of the year is back in theaters this weekend.
Oh, it
For
is?
1 week only. The Avengers are back. Not only is it my favorite movie of the year, it's also the highest grossing movie of the year. So it's back to make some more money. And in case you missed it, you can see it again. Captain America, Hulk, Tony Stark and Iron
Right.
Man and Thor, they're all back in theaters. There's nothing different about this, but
I might be seeing this.
might wanna
Actually,
check it
last
out.
weekend I had to make the difficult choice between the Avengers and Hunger Games.
Right.
Hunger Games won out.
sure.
This weekend I think it's going to be the Avengers.
Right. And so it's 1 week only, back in theaters, wide release. Check it out. I actually like it better than The Dark Knight Rises. I think it's more fun
Okay.
as far as the comic book movie of the
And
year.
some great characters in it that
Absolutely.
we've seen in other movies.
Lot of-
They all come together.
Plus you
like
got
super friends.
You got the right, exactly. You got the dynamic between the Hulk and Iron Man and the Hulk and Thor, and they all have their I'm better than you, I'm stronger than you, my powers are better. So plus you got this great cast, and they really did it well. Joss Whedon was great as the director here.
Wow. Well, I might have to get out and do that because I have not seen this movie yet.
Oh, you should, for at least pop culture
All right.
reference. And then so to watch at home, if you can't get out to theaters, from 2005, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. This is a sci-fi comedy. If you like science fiction or you like comedy, basically this is there's a book based on this guy's travels throughout the galaxy, and he meets an Earthman, Martin. And
How did
they
I
go
miss
to
this
these
movie back then? I don't remember this one coming out. Was it kind of
It was
smaller?
kind of a cult hit. It didn't do great at the box office. It's done better in rentals and viewings like that. So you've got this fun cast. Mos Def is in
fun,
it.
and many people probably haven't seen this yet.
Most people probably have not seen this movie. So I recommend it. It's one of those movies, if it's on cable, while I'm flipping the channels, I stop and watch it. It's always fun. It's a good laugh. It's one of those guilty pleasures. Zooey Deschanel's in it. Helen Mirren's a voice in it. Alan Rickman's a voice. Sam Rockwell does great as the president of the galaxy, the one wearing the contraption on his head there.
A lot of big names in this one.
Yeah, it's kind of before a lot of these people went big. So it's a fun movie to watch. If you like science fiction, it's set in another world, another universe. So they're just trying to figure out what's going on in the galaxy. This isn't a spoiler, but basically Martin is pulled off Earth right before it's destroyed. So now he's got to deal with the fact that Earth has been destroyed, his home planet's gone. Now he's trying to find his way in the universe. So it's kind of an interesting movie, and you've got this romantic element with him and Zooey Deschanel.
Okay,
too.
so for a recap or even more information about what we talked about today,
Right.
where do we go?
It's all on my blog. Just updated this morning. You've got this weekend's new movies, plus rentals and limited releases, and also a look at what's coming up next weekend. We have a couple movies also out on DVD this week, like Pirates, The Band of Misfits, which I really enjoyed. That's a favorite movie, so check that out.
Awesome.
Great.
Well, this is very helpful on holiday weekend
Yes,
to
lots of
navigate
options.
through our movie options.
Yeah, I think I'm going to head out and take your advice there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Erin.
bet.
Thanks, Erin.
Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Stay west.
Have a good weekend.